Hello everyone, Nario here. Although um, today's topic is very personal to me, um, not necessarily to the Nario brand, so to speak, so I would say this is more like Nick Hagman here. Uh, this is a very personal video to me. Um, I don't make videos like these like I used to, but something has come up that is very important to me, and I feel it in my heart to say something. Um, so I was browsing the news. I know I shouldn't have been. Um, and, because the news is always just so sad or so dreary. But something came up, and I just couldn't help but look into it. And, um, and so I did, and I feel like I have something to say about it. Um, there's this video game coming out called Cyberpunk 2077, and there's been some talk about it lately, to put it lightly. Um, so within the video game, Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out next year. There is an in-game advertisement. It's fictional. It's a fictional in-game advertisement of a trans lady advertising soda. And that's it. However, to put it that simply, would do the situation great injustice, because we're talking about um, a couple of different things here. For one, the lady in the advertisement in particular happens to be hypersexualized. Um, Now, of course, in the world of advertising, that is nothing new. You see hypersexualization all the time in advertising. Just look at an Axe body spray commercial for once, just once, and you'll see, women flocking to men wearing Axe, and that's not reality. It's exaggerated. You would never see something like that in real life. In fact, normally women are repulsed by Axe. Ugh, you smell like high school. Ugh. So it's not a very good thing to do. But hey, the advertising works. Men still go out and buy Axe body spray and spray it all over their book bags or whatever. Gosh, that takes me back. So the point being is that advertising is exaggerated, and with that, hypersexualization can also be used to exaggerate advertising. For instance, sex sales, in the real world as well as in the world of Cyberpunk 2077. So there's that. But number two is that it is an in-game advertisement of a trans lady. And right now in the real world, it's the year 2019. Bam, I just totally dated this video. You're watching this years from now. Yeah, 2019. This was so long ago. But right now it's the present. And so, yeah, 2019, trans people, a majority of people do not accept trans people, and that is sad, and it's unfortunate, and it's depressing, and I've just got a lot to say about this whole situation. Um, I've just got so many feelings, so many emotions in my heart, in my soul. I've just got so much to say, so I'm just trying to condense it down into two messages. So my first message, one, to the people who see this in-game advertisement and are uncomfortable with it, um, especially for those who are uncomfortable with all things trans, who do not support trans, um, who are uncomfortable with this advertisement within Cyberpunk 2077. Um, my advice to you is to consider being more open to the possibility that there are people who are different from you. And I know that's hard to hear and it's hard for me to say, but there are people who are different from you. There are people who believe differently, who think differently. and who feel differently, um, how you feel about things, your beliefs, your um, ethos, everything. Just everyone's different, and um, I think once you consider that there's everyone is unique, and not everyone is the same. It and really really look at it that way. It really opens up worlds of possibilities. Um, so, for instance, when it comes to trans people, um, everyone is different, but consider this, that trans people are still people, and they should be respected and should be loved, um, just as any other person should be. Um, and Gosh, I'm sorry, it's just a um, very personal message for me. I don't have all the words. Um, but what I'm trying to say is that, if you are more accepting of people who are different, people who are still searching themselves, exploring themselves, still seeking out who they really are, um, if you can consider that and accept that as a possibility, then congratulations, you have leveled up because guess what? Everyone is searching for who they really are, who's searching for their true selves. Even if you think you know yourself, hey, look back 10 years later. Yeah, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. I mean, I'm looking at myself from 10 years ago. I mean, me, I'm 30 right now. Oh, dated this video again. I'm 30 right now, and I'm looking back to when I was 20, and gosh, I was so rude. I was so mean. I, I made a lot of mistakes. Some I still regret to this day. Um, and I laugh about it, trying to, to take it lightly. But there are some things I still regret and that I'm sorry for. I wasn't a very nice person back in the day, and I've changed a lot since then. Um, looking forward to the next 10 years. We'll see what happens. Um, but I feel like a better person now than I was 10 years ago, and I feel like that comes with experience, that comes with acceptance, and that comes with also searching for your true self. Of course, I'm also in the prime age of midlife crisis, so perfect timing for me. So what I'm really getting at here is, um, how do I make this less personal about me and more applicable to you, or you, whoever is watching. If I'm not talking about you, then I'm talking about them. Or anyways, so the point being is that we are all searching for ourselves, and there are people who are searching themselves differently, and I think if you just accept that, that would be pretty awesome because it's the truth. Um, so that's my first message: is to be accepting and understanding. And my second message is a little more complex, so I need some help. My second message is actually to the trans community itself. Now, me, I am a supporter of LGBT, and I do include the T of LGBT. It's not just LGB. I mean, that sounds more like a video cable connection. No, it's LGBT. It's there for a reason. The T is important. Um, and So, with that said, uh, I was thinking back to when I first discovered this news, seeing that CD Projekt Red um, had this controversial in-game advertisement of a trans lady, and when I first saw that, I was like, "Oh no, oh no! Don't tell me, don't tell me," because back in 2017, they had posted transphobic jokes like, "Oh, you just assumed their gender," which is just a very tired joke. It's not funny. No one laughs at it, except for people who bully others, and it's just not funny. Um, I'm sorry for generalizing and stereotyping there, but I mean, seriously, no, it's not funny. Um, and so the point being is, that just wasn't taken very well, and and so I'm thinking, oh no, don't tell me they're up to no good again. um, but then I was like, okay, well, Witcher 3 was good. Hopefully, they learned some things from that. Um, and hopefully going forward, they're better about this whole thing and being accepting to everyone. And so I actually wanted to pull out my handy dandy laptop. Um, so, um, which is actually gone to sleep right now. So, time to wake it up. Um, so here I wanted to go to this Polygon article that I found, and I'll actually go ahead and link it down below in the comments and the description wherever I post this. Um, and so Polygon actually met up with the female artist responsible for the in-game advertisement. Her name is Kasha Redijuk, and I swear I probably mispronounced that in every way possible. I'm saying it once, I said it once, not saying it again. Um, um, so she did the art for the game, and um, they asked her why a trans model was used in the advertisement, and she says, "Personally, for me, this person is sexy." Now, I agree with that comment, but that is just my opinion, and it holds no bearing here. My opinion has no meaning here. She says, "I like how this person looks. However, this model is used, their beautiful body is used for corporate reasons. They are displayed there just as a thing, and that's the terrible thing of it." She then goes on to say that the world of Cyberpunk 2077 includes many people who are gender nonconforming, some of whom enjoy showing off their bodies in public. They are a demographic group with significant purchasing power, and so mega corporations use their likenesses to sell soft drinks. Again, talking about sex sales, talking about hypersexualization, talking about exaggerating, talking about using people, talking about corporations using people. That's a bad thing. Um, Moving on, she goes on to continue saying, in the year 2077, especially with how much body modifications are available, I think people just mix and match however they want, however they feel, and even society is more open to different kinds of relationships in the year 2077. She continues with saying that the game is a dystopian future where mega corporations dictate everything. They try to and successfully influence people's lives with advertising. They shove products down their throats. They create those very aggressive advertisements that use and abuse a lot of people's needs and instincts. So hypersexualization is apparent everywhere, and in our ads there are many examples of hypersexualized women, men, and people in between. This is to show that, much like in our modern world, hypersexualization in advertisements is just terrible. It was a conscious choice on our end to show that in this world, a world where you are a cyberpunk, a person fighting against corporations, that advertisement is what you're fighting against. They then asked what she would say to those in the trans community who might be offended to see themselves portrayed this way in the game. She then responds saying, "I would say it was never the intention to offend anyone. However, with this image of an over-sexualized person, we did want to show how over-sexualization of people is bad." And that's it. I think that sexy bodies are sexy. Full disclosure, I love female bodies. I love male bodies. I love bodies in between. This is who I am, she says. However, I hate it when it's used commercially, and that's exactly what we want to show by doing this. Exactly. by showing how big corporations use people's bodies against them. Um, she also says that this fictional advertisement is an effort to increase empathy for the LGBTQ community among video game consumers. She says, we need it. I honestly think we need it because we need more acceptance in the world, and we need to also show how the goodness of people is sometimes used against them. And I would really love for the world to change and be a better place for everyone. And so after reading that, I was like, whoa, they did a total 180 here with how they were 2 years ago and how they are now. And it just kind of dawned to me, ding, ding, dang, dong, Plaza Hotel. So seriously, looking back at 2017, that was Twitter PR that had made that mistake, that told those stupid jokes. And now we've got this female artist for Cyberpunk 2077 who is saying all this. And so this leaves me with mixed feelings, actually. Um, so, on one hand, the Twitter PR could be representing Cyberpunk. I mean, could be representing CD Projekt Red, or it could not. And on one hand, this artist for Cyberpunk 2077 could be representing CD Projekt Red, or she could not. The point being, no matter how you perceive it, is that she herself is the artist of the advertisement. Those are her intentions, and they are good intentions. She has included this in the game, and they've allowed her to include this in the game to increase awareness, to increase empathy. It was included with good intentions. And so my respect for CD Projekt Red actually went up after reading this. Of course, I do wonder how the rest of the dev team feels about this. But, that's not coming up. It's not being brought up. I figure if the Twitter PR team felt very differently, I think they'd say something. Or maybe they're just silently agreeing with her. I don't know. But the point being is that this is being handled well here, and I agree with her thoughts on this. As a trans supporter myself, I think she is doing the right thing. And my opinion has slightly changed from that. And so, if you are watching this and you are a member of the trans community, if you had seen this advertisement but didn't go fully researching into it, if you had your knee-jerk reaction like I first did, hey, we're not alone, yay. But if after hearing this, if you have changed your mind, and changed your opinion, then that's great, cool, we can be friends. However, if not, if it still makes you uncomfortable, my advice to you is to listen, to give it some thought, to consider the possibilities of other people's opinions, to consider branching out more and listening to others, to really take it in and not just go full on outrage about it, without first really researching into it. And even then, that can be offensive to people. So please, if what I'm saying here is offensive or it makes you uncomfortable, please say why. Because I am willing to listen, and I'm willing to change. I think every reasonable person should be. So that is my advice. There is to listen, to consider. Hey, maybe this game isn't going to be as transphobic as it initially seemed. So I think, in my opinion, there is hope, because what she said there, with good intentions and with an increase of awareness and empathy, um, I think that is a very good thing for the trans community. Not a bad thing. It's being reported as a bad thing. It's a good thing, I think. So with that, with those both of those messages out of the way, I have a third message, to kind of wrap it all up. So my first message was to be accepting of others, of people who are different. And my second message was to listen to others. And I think when you put them down together, it makes a third message, which is to love. To love and to be kind. Um, and I think that's very important to say in this message, in this video, because we need to love. The world needs love. I need love. You need love. You need love. And we are all deserving of it, and all, um, you know, we all need it. And so, um, I understand this video is very long, and yeah, it's just about a video game, but is it really? If this wasn't in a video game, if this was a real in life advertisement, or if this was, something in reality, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's fictional or not. People are talking about it. People are rising up and speaking. I'm talking about it. I'm making a video about it. I mean, it's out there, and I think it's important to talk about. And so, fictional or not, this is social commentary here. We are hearing how everyone's feeling. People who are uncomfortable with this, who do not want trans representation in the game, people who do not like trans people, and then you've got people who are trans and are offended by it. Um, and I think that, if we all just really took the time, if both sides were to just use some empathy and think about how the other person is feeling, their perspective, seen it from their point of view, I think the world would be a lot better, a much better place. If we just took the time to think about everyone's perspectives, and to be open to listening and to accepting others, um, that would come to understanding, and with understanding comes respect, and with respect comes love, and we need love to survive. We do. It's the only way we're going to survive. So with that, I think that wraps up my video. Pretty long, but pretty important. So thank you for listening. If you have comments on the video, please, 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 please comment below, because I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear everyone's thoughts on this, because I'm being as open and genuine as humanly possible, and I want others to do the same. I am willing to listen. Um, I don't think it's a good idea to make up your mind and stick with it, and if any other evidence shows up to say differently, oh, oppose it. Like, no, that's not a good way to think. No matter what side of the field you're on, that's not a good way to be. Um, so if you have something to say, like, hey, Nick, I really don't like what you said here, and this is why, and I will read your comment, and I will consider it, and I will respond to it. I think that's very important. So if you feel that way, then please say something. And if this video has made you change your mind, say something as well. I want people to talk about this. Even if not, just think about it, reflect on it, meditate on it. So with that, thank you for watching, and I wonder how long this will take to upload to social media. All right, with that, you all have a great day, and I will talk to you at a non specified time in the future. Take care. Much love. Peace.